video. It's been a while. Have you missed me? Today I'm going to be recreating my very first ASMR video that I ever made, which has now been taken down due to a violation of community guidelines for fetish content. There was no fetish content in the video, but I put the word in the title because of the look, and apparently that was unacceptable, so I won't be putting that in the title for this one, but I have donned myself in Gothic attire and latex. To match the spooky season this October, today I'm going to be telling you stories and just waffling about while you drift off peacefully into an eternal sleep. But first, I think my hair needs a little bit of a touch up, so I'm going to be going in with some hairspray. Do you like my nails? Oh, thank you. They were by a nail artist that I met at the Melrose Exchange Trading Post, something like that. I will link her information below. I've picked this up today at Ross for $8.99 because I was styling this week and I used all my hairspray. Isn't that lovely? The fumes, palpable they are. Doing this makeup look was definitely a throwback because the original video that I made it when I was 16 years old. And I remember the day, it was a very awful day. I hung out with this friend and it was just not a vibe. We were just not vibing. So I made her leave. Sorry about that to the girl who I was with, but after she left, I edited this video and it was such a success at the time. It got like 10,000 views, which was unheard of for me at the time. Nowadays, if I got 10,000 views on something, it would be a flop. It's funny how that works, but doing this makeup, it was so nostalgic, recreating this look. It was such a throwback to my old self and to who I used to be. Also, I don't understand why I could never get my eyelashes black enough to blend in with my lashes. Sorry about that, but I've put on mascara, but it just doesn't seem to work anyway. I remember when I used to be very into this look and I used to do it all the time. I was friends with this girl who we'll call Becky. I was friends with Becky in high school. We had met. She was a senior when I was a sophomore, and the pandemic hit my sophomore year. I turned 16 like a week into lockdown, so a large part of my youth was just spent in my room doing nothing because everything was closed and I couldn't go anywhere, do anything like that. But I do remember being friends with this girl Becky, and she showed me the band Christian Dead and I was obsessed. I love them. They have that one song where they say that one word and it's not the vibe, that one song, but I loved them so much and we were best friends, and we'll get into how we stopped being friends and everything, but I brought a little snack that reminds me of Becky in this era. It's an unfortunate colour as I'm filming with a green screen today because the bag is green, so you're going to see whatever backgrounds I pick on the bag, but was the most hilarious show. It was like Dance Moms, but for pageants, and it was so funny, and that's how I learned how to do a southern accent, was watching that show. I was obsessed with that show, so we would eat these chips while we watched it. A lot of my southern character, Deborah, is taken from that show. Even her name was the name of a character in that show, but we were obsessed with these chips. So this look reminds me of these chips. I had to pick these up today down in Tesco's. Shall we open it up? Every time I open a bag of chips, it smells like a fart. Anybody else? I haven't had one of these in a while. They're not Takis. They're different than Takis. Takis, they don't taste as good as these. These are better. I haven't had these in so long. Let's give it a go. Just like I remember. Matches my lipstick, doesn't it? Would you like one? Here you go. Have one. So Becky has what call her now. That wasn't a name. Her name, she doesn't even go by a name anymore. She goes by something else and uses they them pronouns, but I don't know who that is, so I don't respect it. I'm just kidding. Oh my god, if I saw them I would be respectful, but I'm talking about my friends who used she, her and had a name that wasn't Becky. It was something else, but it sounded like that a little bit. Oh, there was a spicy. I haven't had those in a while. I need some water, but I don't want to get up because I'm lazy, but I'm not lazy, I don't claim that. I rebuke laziness. I'm on the grind and the hustle, and I'm making my life happen and my dreams come true. But anyway, Becky was a lesbian at the time. I don't know if they are anymore. I haven't heard from them in a while. Last time I heard from them, we'll get to it. Becky was a lesbian, and she said that after she would eat these chips and she would lick off the dust from her fingers, that her hands would smell like a vagina. So I don't know what was in it that made her hands smell like a vagina, because they don't smell like any. I've never smelled a vagina. I've never really interacted with the vagina before. I know it's a shocker, but I don't know what about the chips and the licking the dust off the fingers made her hands smell like a vagina. And she let me smell it once. I didn't think it smelled like anything really. Maybe it was just her breath. Had a little bit of a smell to it. I don't know. I really don't know. But me and Becky, we were the best of friends. We would have sleepovers and we would talk, and we had so much fun together. And then Becky decided to get a dog. So she got a dog. She got a Pekingese dog, and it was really cute. It was a puppy. She made me come with her to go pick it up, and she ignored me the whole time. It was awful. It was absolutely terrible. And when she got the puppy, she made the puppy her whole entire life, which I understand because it was a puppy. You know, she had to give it attention and everything. But it was a little too much, because she brought it with her everywhere. She would bring the puppy addicted to overspending. That was something about Becky, was that Becky would get an allowance from her dad, and we would just go crazy, buy everything we could find. So we were going to the thrift store, and I was getting really fucking pissed about this fucking dog. This puppy, I could not stand this puppy. I loved the puppy was gorgeous, but it was irritating. She brought it everywhere. She brought the puppy, you guys don't understand, she would bring the puppy everywhere, and when she would leave the room to go have a piss or something, the puppy would start freaking out because she was developing social separation anxiety. From the puppy was developing social anxiety, separation anxiety. So she would go to that bathroom, have a piss, go to the loo, go to the toilets, have a piss, and she'd come back and the puppy was crying and making a fucking mess everywhere. This little dog hair on the microphone from my roommate's dog. My roommate has a dog and she's less annoying about it. Anyway, basically, we planned a shopping day and I thought, this is my moment. I've been pissed off. I've been so upset about this dog. It's time to say something. So I said, would you be alright with not bringing your dog to the thrift store this weekend? Because we're going to be at the thrift store for like an hour and the dog will be fine at your house. When I tell you, Becky flipped out at me, screamed at me, went on a whole tirade, calling me an asshole, saying that I was disrespecting her and her trauma. I'm not lying, I'm not exaggerating. It was a text conversation, so there was no verbal screaming, but it was in all caps, and it was a back and forth, and it was explosive, and it was huge. And we didn't talk for a very long time after that. We hadn't gone a day without talking since we became friends, so it was really not good. After that, we just were never friends again after that, because the truth of the reason we weren't friends anymore was because we were growing in different directions and I was going through a lot of change in my life. Some of you guys have heard me talk about on here that I was in like this very bad relationship when I was 16 years old. It was with another drag queen and we were connected at the hip, and it just got very abusive and very dysfunctional, and I ended up leaving them, which was very hard, but I wouldn't have been able to do if I hadn't stopped being friends with Becky, because my friendship with Becky ending ushered in a huge period of change in my life, and I would not be here talking to you guys. Why am I Jersey now? I wouldn't be here talking to you without all that change that went on in my life, and I was really upset about it. Why am I can't do this accent anymore. I don't know what's wrong with me. I was really upset about it, but I'm happy that our friendship ended, and I'm happy it all ended. And the last time we talked, I remember it clear as day. The last time we talked was a year on the day of this particularly fun adventure that we had going to prom dress shopping. We went to these prom stores. We went to go try on prom dresses for the prom. I wasn't going to the prom, but Becky was. I must say her real name. Becky was going to the prom, so she wanted to go test out some dresses and everything, and it was a show. It was the funniest thing ever, and I got the memory on my Instagram, so I messaged them and I said, I miss you. This was a year ago. I love you. I'm sorry we're not friends. I miss you. You're always gonna have a special place in my heart. And then Becky called me later that day, crying, I'm getting like a little bit Irish, telling me that they regretted the way they handled everything, and they miss me, and they want to be friends again, and we need to have a conversation. We need to talk. I'm getting very Jersey. I'm like, should I drop the accent? No, let me log in on this accent right now. We never talked after that though. We never last time I checked their Instagram. Ever since we stopped being friends, they've been obsessed with Lego Monkey Kid, whatever the hell that is. But they used to be like a bimbo with like big boobs and blonde hair and big lips, and she would put the lash glue on her lip and she would push it in, and she wanted to get a surgery that would make her lip permanently like that. But now she's non-binary and I don't even know who that is anymore, but that's what these chips remind me of. That's what this look reminds me of, because Becky was an essential part of me developing this look and developing who I was and stepping into myself. I love these nails. I love them. They're really good quality. They're only like £30, 30 quid. Anyway, that's what these chips and this look reminds me of, was Becky. Me and Becky actually used to do acid together. The first time we did acid together was after finals, my sophomore year. Her senior year, we went to our friend's house and I was commentating the friend at the time. It was a weird situation with me and the friend. We were kind of dating. Then we did acid and it was so much fun because the friends had this gorgeous big house with this backyard and this basement with all these trinkets, and they had this huge bag of oranges and we were eating the oranges like apples with the rinds on it. It was the best time ever, and I actually did acid and mushrooms that time. But it was vibes. Whenever I tell people I did acid and mushrooms at the same time, they say that you're not supposed to do that, but I had a good time. I'm not telling you to do that. Don't do that. Don't do drugs. Don't do drugs. Don't do drugs. Don't fucking do drugs. Anyway, I remember Becky had to pee while we were on acid at the friend's house. So we went outside to pee instead of going to the bathroom. I don't know why. I think there was no bathroom in the basement, and we didn't want to go upstairs because everyone would know that we were on acid because we were high as fuck. So we went outside to pee, and Becky she was wearing only a t-shirt, no pants, which she would do a lot, and my brother would get mad when she would come round and have no pants on. She was only wearing a t-shirt, no panties, no pants, and she went outside onto the patio and just pulled up a shirt and squatted and started peeing, and she was pissing all over her. This accent is really, really testing my limits right now, you guys. She started pissing all over, pissing all over herself and the patio, not even in the bushes, straight up, just on the patio. It was the funniest thing I'd ever seen. And I remember doing acid. We did acid twice together. The second time we did acid was at Becky's house, and we were with our friends, who we'll call Hannah. We were with Hannah, and we did the acids, and Becky decided to get adorned in Gothic attire because Becky had been doing a transition from like full pink bimbo to like Gothic bimbo with like the boobs and leopard and tiger print and big teased hair. Becky didn't do teased hair, she would do two pigtails, two blonde pigtails. She was so cute. She would do two blonde pigtails. She'd do she put nail glue on her lip, put nail glue right here, and press her lip up into it. And she had big glasses. She loved anime. She was the cutest girl ever. I loved her. I had such a deep bond with her. I miss her. I really do. I really miss her. But the person that she is today is not the person I knew. So this accent is very New Jersey. How are you? How are you doing? I'm gonna be Jersey now. Okay, you can deal with it. So basically, we were doing that. She got herself adorned in the Gothic bimbo attire, okay? And we were in the bathroom while she was getting ready, and she looked so good. It was the best she ever looked, and it wasn't because we were on acids, because Hannah had taken a picture with a famous guy, and he told her while they were sitting at the table at the restaurant to go to the bathroom and stick a finger inside herself and come out and let him smell it. So then me and Becky, we started getting up and pretending to be Charlotte, like running back from the bathroom with the finger, like holding it so it wouldn't get on anybody, and it was so funny. And then there was another episode. There was another episode of Sex and the City where Carrie Bradshaw, she's reading a book. I think it might be the movie. She's sitting in the bed with Mr. Big, and she's reading a book from the library, and she says, "I love the way it smells," and she put her face up to it and smelled it. And Becky said to me, the person who had the book before Carrie rubbed their body on the page that Carrie just smelled, and it was so funny. As I'm thinking about it, a lot of memories with Becky were relating to the smell of a vagina, which is very odd. I also remember taking a particularly vital and robust and flavourful shit in Becky's bathroom one time after going out to eat with my mum. I also remember doing 80s jazzercise videos with Becky. We had a lot of fun, but we're not friends anymore. I wonder if Becky ever looks me up, sees what I'm doing. I hope that she does, because I want her to see that I'm doing well. Both because I want her to know that I'm alright, because we cared about each other so much and we were so close, and then now we're nothing to each other. And I haven't seen Becky in years. But I hope Becky looks me up so that she knows I'm alright, and also so that she feels jealous of me for doing my thing while she's still at her dad's house doing nothing. But enough about Becky, because I've talked about her enough. I've just taken a little break to review the footage. My lipstick was looking horrible, so I'm sorry about that, but anyway, I fixed it. It looks better now. I want to talk about the first time after the pandemic that I went to a Gothic event, and it wasn't a Gothic event, it was a punk show. I went to a punk show with Hannah and our other friends, who we will call Franny. So, I was with Hannah and Franny, and we went to a punk show that we saw a flyer for on Instagram, and it was the first time I'd went out after the pandemic, and it was crazy. It was a punk show. I'd never been to one, but I've been interested in the Gothic subculture and the punk subculture for a while, but at this point I was moving away from it, and I was going in more of a I don't know how I would describe the look I was going for. It was more of a it was kind of like candy raver. I had blue hair, wore big contacts, big mini sclera contacts. I did top and bottom lashes. I looked really cute in that era. I would wear like little jackets and big pants and stuff, and it was really cute. I looked really cute. I did like really cute makeup. I looked good. I looked very cute, very like Fruits magazine vibes. I've always loved Fruits magazine. I love these nails. I love them. I love it. So, and I've done the sticky tabs today, so I can wear these again anyway. I was so excited for this event because we've been in lockdown for like 2 years, and it was, it was the first event I was going to, and it was a punk show, and I've been so involved in like alternative subcultures online before that. I went to the punk show, and I was surprised to see so many people smoking, and I knew that there was pictures and stuff of like punks and goths smoking in the 80s and 90s, but I thought that was just because everybody smoked back then. My mum told me she used to be a smoker, and you could smoke in airplanes, you could smoke in the classroom, you could smoke everywhere. I was so surprised to see punks smoking cigarettes, because the whole punk philosophy that I was tapped into was anti-establishment, anti-corporation, anti-things that were bad for you. And it was about uplifting the youth and empowering the youth, and here they were smoking. It was insane to me at the time. I remember being surprised about that there was so much smoking. And I remember seeing a girl who had makeup kind of like this. It wasn't as good as this, but it was kind of like this. She did it with the bottom eyeliner. She did the white waterline with the bottom eyeliner. It went like smoking cigarettes, and the music was shit. I went to a lot of punk shows after that. That punk show in particular was so insane and so crazy and had everyone going so berserk that the venue shut down after that, which was, it was actually sad because we thought we were going to be going there a lot, and then it shut down. I was just surprised that music was shit. I went to a lot of punk shows after that though, and I remember there was this guy who I thought had a crush on me, and he had a mohawk. He was actually really cute. When you looked at him, like when you got up close to him and looked at him, he was really cute, and he had a mohawk, and I thought he liked me. But then he told me once that he didn't understand the whole feminine thing, the whole femme thing, and he wasn't into it. And I was like, "Well, you're talking to me, you piece of shit. Hello, look at my nails. Look at my room. Look at my mug. Look at my fucking 4 pairs of eyelashes I'm wearing to this event." Anyway, he was cute though, and I do miss him, but I've got cute guys I'm fucking with now, so I don't really care. I haven't been really tapped into the Gothic subculture lately. I kind of tapped out, but I do love the look. I don't love the music. I do like Christian Death, and I like Susie and the Banshees, but I don't really like the Cramps, and I like the Smiths, but not that much. And I like the Cure, you know, I like the Big Five, but I don't love goth the way I wanted to. I thought I was going to be goth forever. It's not goth anymore. Love the look though. Love the look. I'm kind of giving Divine David, if you understand who that is, if you know the reference. Divine David is hilarious. You guys got to check him out if you like my content. I want to give a shout out to my friend Patches for recommending me this white powder, the Kimchi Chic Puff Puff Pass. That white powder. Is this the Puff Puff Pass? Or it's just that white powder? This powder is phenomenal. I usually use the Mayron's Ultra White Powder. This one. And I do like this one. But this one has such a nice finish to it. I like both. I use this Mayron one when I was doing my eyebrows, covering them up. I did use this, and I like this for the face. I like both of these. I think I use a mixture of them. But shout out to my friend Patches for recommending me this powder. Other than that, I don't think I have much more for you. Been filming for quite a while. This is going to be a lengthy video. But thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed this ASMR. I've been moving away from ASMR, but I did miss it, so I want to make another one. I've also been going crazy on TikTok, so make sure to follow me on there to see all my new updates and everything. I've been doing more like sketch comedy videos on here, so if you've been missing the ASMR, I will do a couple every now and then, but it's not my passion and I don't want to do it forever. But I did miss it, and I did want to come back and talk to you guys and see how you were and tap back into the ASMR community, because you guys are the best. I do love the ASMR community. It's just not my life passion, but I still like doing it, so I will still do it every now and then. I love you guys. Thank you for watching.